dang, I was not expecting to be first and I didn't know the order. But, I don't know. When I think of the time that I've known you, because I remember like the first day I went into outpatient, you were in my first outpatient for I think like 3 days at most. But I could kind of tell you were a little bit reserved, you know, like you can make a good joke and stuff, but it's like I didn't really know you. And I didn't actually get to know you till like around this time last year. It was right after you relapsed, and I don't know, like you were really fun to be around, and I was more or less like kind of on the wave of like I really wanted to like be your friend, you know, and then, like I really like was very happy and bubbly, and I like really wanted to be your friend because I could kind of tell you hadn't really been around the group for like months, you know, and I like found out you relapsed, and I'm like, okay, like I'll come around, like I would literally like blast your phone. I'd be like, hey, like come to hang out, come to fucking the meeting, come to whatever the fuck was going on, and I like am really grateful that like I persisted, and like all your other friends that and like people that cared about you persisted, because like seeing you today is like such a 180 of what you were, and I don't know, and you didn't really like, you had like a couple really close friends, but you wouldn't really open up to many people, you wouldn't really talk to many people, and then slowly but surely like throughout like this year, like I've just seen you kind of like open up a little more and like kind of like let more people in, which is like such an amazing thing to see, because like when I first like knew you, and like my first like kind of image of you was just like you, Donnie, and then Andrew Coffee. So it's like that was your little group, and that didn't really change for the longest time. And then now you have like so many cool friends, and like I don't know, when I first like started getting close with you, like you didn't really talk to people, you know, like you kind of just, you were a little bit, you know, how do I put this? Passive towards other people. You didn't really want to get to know people. You didn't really want to put yourself out there at all. I don't know. And now you just like have a bunch of friends, and like genuinely, like when you let people in, like you are like the most like amazing guy like ever. You treat people like when you're close to them and you kind of open up a little bit, like you treat your friends amazingly. Like you were the kindest person, you were the funniest fucking person, and I'm so grateful that I could be with you every step of the way. And I love you so much. I love you guys.
Hey Madison. Oh God, this is one I never thought would come, to be real. But I'm very, very glad it did, and you know, I've sponsored you for over a year and a half now, and you know, it's been different steps along the way. I didn't hear from you for about 4 months at one point, and you know, I was like, oh, well, that sucks. But you know, I remember even going back to being an outpatient with you, and I remember how closed off to yourself were, and how unwilling you were to just even let people know who you really were. And I think a part of that was because Connor didn't really know who Connor was. And I think that was a big thing for you to kind of learn and figure out. And, you know, it took you a while, bro. You'd go weeks and months without showing up, and, you know, everybody would be like, where's Connor at? Because I don't think you realize the people in this room, how much they really love and care about you, and how much we just wanted to be your friend, how much we just wanted to hang out with you. You know what I mean? And so I think, you know, your biggest issue your whole time, which we've talked about a lot, has been like your insecurity with what other people think of you. You know what I mean? And I think that was so heavy on you for so long, and to see you like come to me at a time and be like, dude, I'm fucked. Like I don't know who I am. I don't know what I'm doing. Like just fucking help me. You know what I mean? Like at that moment, I was like, thank God, finally he's asking for help. You know what I mean? Ever since then, I've seen you, you know, go from a guy who kind of sits in the corner, kind of just minds his own business and just kind of here to check a box and say you showed up, to someone who shows up with intention of, you know, giving back to other people and hanging out with your friends and being here for the right reasons for yourself. And that's been super, super cool to see you and like just call me and be like, dude, like what the fuck is going on? Here's like what's going on. Like, please help me like that. And to see you grow and to see you like actually work the steps and not just do the steps to check a box, but do the steps for yourself and apply it to your daily life has been something that's helped you tremendously, and it's been really cool to see. And you know, you just getting vulnerable in meetings and you know, getting a better relationship with your family and like actually really giving a fuck about that and giving a fuck about the people in your life is really cool to see, and it's a complete 180 from the person you were when you relapsed a year ago. And I remember when he relapsed, and we had, probably about 3 different calls about like locking in and like doing the step work. We wouldn't talk for another month, and then we'd have another one of those conversations. Then we wouldn't talk for a month, and we'd have another one, and then you finally kind of flipped in your brain of, dude, my life sucks, and I don't want to lose the things that I have because I hold value for them in my life. And so to see you go from that point of just kind of being super unwilling to let people know who you are to kind of walking in here being an open book and letting everybody love you and loving yourself, I think is the biggest point of it is learning who you are and what you want for yourself. It's been super cool to see, and I can't wait to see where you go from here. I love you, bro.
Thanks. Dude, I remember your first day outpatient, and you came in, and I won't go into specifics, but we knew that Connor had been through some shit. But I also knew that this motherfucker's gonna be one of my best friends. And turns out now, fucking however the fuck long later, you're fucking living with me, you're helping me out with so much more than any other friend that I ever had has. Sorry, nervous as fuck. But I just wanted to say thank you for being there for me when I really need you, and also just being a really good friend. I'm very proud of you. You deserve this fist more than anybody I know. I love you, bro. You got your fist.
All right, so if you